And we're back, baby. We're back. We're back at it like a crack addict, and it is a nice little Tuesday morning over here, laughing hysterically in the background because she's dropped her word. She's dropped her word, which is monkey boy. She calls everyone fucking monkey boy. In case you didn't know this, when she's like doing the support request, she'll like turn to me and she'll be like, "These monkey boys won't stop emailing me. What do I do?" It's like, what do you do with that? I don't know. What the fuck is a monkey boy? I'll tell you what is that. First things first, I need to turn on my damn light over here. So just one moment while I restart the sun. Nice one, baby. There we go. Anyways, first things first, a very important announcement. NFTs have finally found a use. NFTs have finally found a fucking use. And you know what it's for? Diddy's private video is about to be released. Immortalized on the blockchain is his homosexual escapades, I guess, which is actually pretty hilarious to me. Bad boys for life, baby. It makes a whole new meaning on top of that, I guess, but for fuck's sake, man, Diddy is actually living up to his name. Like, his name is literally Diddy, like P. Diddy. Holy shit, it was in the name the whole time, the whole fucking time. Yeah, Diddy's nuts. That's a real world use case right there. It's called porn, actually. I mean, what do you say to that? Like, what is this guy doing? He's 54 years old now. He's too damn old for this. But apparently, Elsa's been awareing me of popular culture that Tupac, which is actually Elsa's favorite rapper, by the way, in case you didn't know, Tupac and Biggie were murdered by P. Diddy because they found out that he was a homosexual. This was obviously before homosexuals became cool, and so killed him. Monkey boy is a term of endearment. Kind of, I guess, yeah. Puffy Diddler. I think it's penis diddler, actually. I think that's what the P stands for, man. Tupac and Mac Dre. Mac Dre knew that as well. No one even probably knows Mac Dre here because Mac Dre is like a very OG underground Bay Area, like is he? No, it's not the same as Dr. Dre, not at all. Mac Dre, he had like all the crazy. He was just so fucking. What's the word I'm looking for? I forget the word. Charismatic. Like that guy just could make anything cool, I guess. But yeah, he was murdered too. I don't know if it was P. Diddy related. I see from Stupid Bitcoin also letting us know. Ha! Stupid Bitcoin's so easy to make go down. Fair enough, man. I see that you have a very common ethos going on in your whole personality there, Mac Dre, my boy. A few people know. Holy shit. The Thizzle dance. Yeah, Thiz. Holy shit, man. Yeah, Thiz Islamic. Oh my God. Okay, so there must be a lot of West Coast people here because he was like very, at least from what I remember, underground. The Z's of hip hop. Oh my God. Wouldn't call it that, man. Wouldn't call it that. Yeah, Mac Dre was like way back in the day, and then and then there was Andre something rather. I liked him as well, but I forget his name, so fair enough. But yeah, man, Mac Dre like actually started a movement. That was cool as hell to see. Lizzo Coast people is Lizzo on the West Coast. I heard that Lizzo actually is gonna stop because people make fun of her too much. So. I guess fat shaming works, is what that really means. Yeah, Andre Nicotina, that's right. Holy shit, man. How could I forget that? Wow. Okay, so we definitely do have a lot of Bay Area people here. That is cool as hell to see. It's okay to be gay. That's right. It is okay to be gay nowadays. You can even, but nowadays it's like gay is not even cool enough. Like you have to go further down the risk curve to like non-binary or MB, is that what they call it now? And trans and gender whatever. Okay, look. We can't be making jokes like this after Transgender Day of Awareness. Like, where visibility? Oh, that's right. Transgender Day of Awareness is a different day. That was Transgender Day of Visibility. Got it. Okay. Amazing. Yes. And soon enough, it's a whole month, baby. That's right. Get your fucking trannies on, or get your trans on. Look, that was just a bad slip of the tongue. I apologize. Anyways, Lizzo is the coast. Holy shit, man. It's a good little Tuesday here. Bitcoin coming down. You've actually not heard me talk too much about Bitcoin on the lower term timeframes recently, just because I haven't really had like a good idea of what's going on in the lower term timeframes. It wasn't really biased towards upside or downside there, more or less upside on the long term. So this is going to make the analysis a little more easy and more relevant to the low term timeframes today. So I've been saving this for a little bit of time. They are very visible. They're very visible indeed, man. Indeed. What's up, Alex Switch? Good morning to you. And that is the true flag that we fly here, the freak flag, the gay for TA flag, a bunch of bull flags. Pontiac made trans before. That's right, man. That's exactly right. Let's all celebrate Biden Awareness Day. Sexy girl slots. What the fuck? I have some questions for you. Matt Jensen says, just picked up the quant program, and so should you. No, you shouldn't, because it is no longer on sale. You can't get it anymore. Actually, I think there's literally an hour left on this sale. But seriously, like, there's been enough damn emails, and Elsa literally has not left the house in 2 days now. It's been 2 days since she last stepped foot outside, because she's literally just been answering emails, and that's, you know, what lazy bitches have to do for a job. So Transformers are clues. I love Transformers. You know who also loves Transformers? Elsa Simp over there also loves Optimus. That's what she calls him. We need to get the Optimus Prime. Yes, that's exactly right, my monkey boys. Damn, bro, let her out of the house sounds like a bunch of simp talk to me, man. No way. Absolutely not. Biden has never been aware. Oh, it's good, man. It's good. It's a lower high. I think it's just consolidation, man. But yeah, it is a micro lower high without a downtrend, because we do not see a lower low. This is where things do get a little more tricky, though. However, so I figure things get a little bit choppy into what's it called? The event that everyone's talking about, the halving. Yeah, the halving. E40 Hurricane. Yeah, E40 got a lot more popular though. E40 was not underground like Argentina or Mac Dre. Also, he was a little bit more questionable as well, I do think. But don't mess with who? YouTube has a flag for the visit. No, that's just that's a normal emoticon now. There's like pregnant men emoticons. Like, just try to put up on your fucking iPhone. What? Keek to sneak. Yeah, I remember that one as well. All right, cool. Let me just make sure that I have all of my charts set up on the proper things that they should be set up on. Let's see. Okay, can't be looking at shitcoins over there. Make sure that all this shit flows. And I didn't have any caffeine this morning for the first morning in a while, so we'll see how this goes. But it does look like, overall, it's probably gonna be a boring week or two, honestly. Anyways, Smash the like peoples says epic result. Appreciate that. We have 31 likes with almost 1,000 people watching. It's pretty bad, but it is what it is, man. You can't make people like, so whatever, man. Yeah, no caffeine for today. I've been abusing it a little bit too much recently, so I want to take a few days off and let my receptors reset and then get back at it like a crack addict. Because I'm going to start training pretty hard again. I've actually been contacted both for Crypto Fight Night and Karate Combat now to do matches in the next few months. So we'll see. Any chance you're hiring? No, I have my own slave already, and she's doing pretty damn good. But yes. Do you have a question? Oh, okay. Elsa was like, she like raised her hand. I'm like, what do you want? What do you want, monkey boy? All right, let's see. Just making sure everything's set up over here. Okay, notes, are they ready over here? How do I want to position this so it actually makes most sense? Okay. Yeah, I think that we do start off like that, actually. That'd probably make best sense. And then we can get into the most important part, the light at the end of the tunnel, I guess, is what we'll say this. So Tyler is my son? What? I don't get it. All right, let me see. Let me just make sure that I'm recording over here. Turn this down a little bit. On today's video, it does look like we finally have a direction set on the medium and lower term timeframes. Bitcoin does put in a bit of a lower high at the just over $70,000 region, which is going to set in like the next, I don't know, week or two of price action. So realistically, in the last week or two, you haven't really heard me speak too much about the lower term timeframes. It's supposed to be a focus on the higher term timeframes for the likely next 2 to 3, maybe even 4 months to come. Now today, with Bitcoin actually, taking that dump below about $69,000, that does start to set into motion a few more things that I do believe are more relevant here on the short-term time frame. It's going to be the focus of today, and we'll just get right into it right here, right now. Starting off with the daily time frame for Bitcoin, and you can see on CME after a little bit of a fake out right here, which certainly would have had me biased towards upside continuation, which was having me biased towards upside continuation. That is the purpose of a fake out in this case, and we do see that Bitcoin did come back down below Thursday's low. More importantly, that was the big condition for downside price action. In this case, we do have it coming into early today, Tuesday. In this case, we do see that volatility is going to continue to decrease here. So to me, or not to me, but mathematically, that does suggest that we're going to see a move closer to at least the median, which is still another from CME. CME's current price about $1,500 lower at $65,000. Sorry, $65,500 or so. Do keep in mind that there is a premium over spot price action right now. Spot is trading almost it's almost like $1,000 below CME, although there is a lag in that, so it's probably more like $500-$600 in premium there. Of course, if Bitcoin does fail at the median, which is, let's just kind of nail down an exact number, 65,800, then I would be looking for a full extension all the way down to the bottom side of the 38.2 level, potentially the 50% level, which are still just corrective areas, to be fair. And I'm talking about these areas right here. They're still just corrective areas within the overall trend, to be fair, but that could put Bitcoin all the way down to just above 63 or 63,200, and perhaps as low as $62,000. Again, keep in mind that there is a premium over spot price action, so give or take like $500, let's say, from that number, and that would actually still be a higher low for Bitcoin here. So overall, while Bitcoin is putting in a slightly lower high, does not have the makings of a downtrend just yet. What would it need in order to create a downtrend, which would be a lot more concerning, I would say, which has major implications for further continuation to the downside? Well, we need to see a lower low, and a lower low on a closing basis will be below, of course, the lows that we saw on Wednesday, the 20th of March. So until that happens, any sort of movements in between here is, at least in my opinion, just consolidation. Or I mean, it is by definition consolidation, and Bitcoin can kind of spend its time filling this area out. And realistically, the more time that Bitcoin does spend filling this area out, going sideways, essentially just above that low on the 20th of last month, that is going to likely set up for continuation, maybe later this month, probably coming into the next couple months, as we gone over the second quarter of election years in past videos, I should say, has been generally good for Bitcoin. April has seen always positive in election years, but somewhat modest gains, let's say, or somewhat modest returns, at least for Bitcoin. A 7% gain for Bitcoin on a monthly time frame is really not that much for Bitcoin. For traditional markets, yeah, that's fucking astronomical, but Bitcoin's a different beast, obviously. So, of course, I should also go over, like, what if Bitcoin did put in a downtrend? How bad could things get at that point? Probably looking at maybe low $50,000. I still think that's a little bit less likely, but at the end of the day, my opinion is unnecessary on that. Essentially now, as long as Bitcoin is below Thursday's high, Thursday the 28th of March's high, which is 72,500 on CME. No continuation to the upside just yet. It's just consolidation, and price is going to probably spend its time compressing within this range. And of course, we should see, or we would expect to see, that daily stochastic momentum will be turning down at the same time. And if we go over here to this chart, we can see that yes, indeed it is. It will be remaining with downside pressure on price action as long as Bitcoin's below 69,700 now, essentially getting rejected right at the edge of the critical zone. So in this case, still a corrective move overall. Yes, we are getting the red dot over here. So that is also suggesting that DMI is on the same side of that move, in this case to the downside. So until as long as that position to the downside, it's more or less time to be looking for a prolonged correction here, which I think is probably going to take us into somewhere around what's called the halving, most likely the halving, which is actually going to be at the end of this video. Whoops, I just didn't mean to kick my damn thing over there, which actually perhaps we could get into in a moment. But before we get into that, I should also show that the 2-day time frame is also going to be showing downside momentum. So we see confluence between the daily and the 2-day, as long as Bitcoin's below basically the same number, 69,400. The 5-day time frame will also be showing downside below 71,100. So now we have the daily, 2-day, 5-day, and the weekly should be the same as well. Indeed, it is 72,200. Basically, is going to be the magic number right there. As long as Bitcoin's below all these pivots, corrective, and sideways above $60,000 or so, is going to be still long-term favoring the boo laws. But in the short term and medium term here, yeah, sideways and down most likely. You're going to see some bounces here and there. Obviously, bounce areas of interest would very likely be somewhere around the median on the daily HPDR bands, which is, like I said, 65,800. If that one does fail, next bouncy area would be 63,250. Again, these are all on CME, and the next one would be about $62,000 even, in fact. So going on from there, I do want to once again remind myself, at least what I think is probably the more important thing for the more long-term people here, in that the Bitcoin cost fundamentals chart, which represents basically the basement price that we've seen for Bitcoin during all black swans, bear markets, all sorts of crazy downside moves, is currently at $30,000. And again, even during Rona, tested this this low side area right here. Even during the FTX and 2022 bear market debacle, tested the bottom side right there. Swung below it a few times, but ultimately long term, that was phenomenal opportunity regions. And pretty much during all halvings, we have seen a test right around that region. Is, like I said, coming in at $30,000. But because the halving will quite literally double the production cost of Bitcoins, this number at 30,000 is going to double to 60,000 minimum in a few weeks from now. So again, that is why I do say that, downside moves here kind of leading into the halving are probably going to be an opportunity. Somewhere around $60,000 is fair game. It even can go a little bit below $60,000, but we really wouldn't expect it to stay down below $60,000 for too long on too many consistent closures. More or less, that would, in my opinion, be like the last sort of corrected period before Bitcoin gets ready for, more upside price action, I guess. but fair enough. And again, I'll just give you a couple of examples for this one, just so you can see how it's worked in history during these times. We can go back to the last halving. This was in May 2020. You can see that the basement price was about 4,100 before the halving, the day or two before halving, and after halving, it went all the way up to actually 8,900. Then kind of dropped down again. But as you can see, Bitcoin did test around that region. These were phenomenal long-term buy areas. Same thing over here in 2016 in July. Again, more than doubles actually, from 350 all the way up to like 700, or a little bit more than 700. Does drop a little bit below right here, kind of follows it down, but ultimately these are phenomenal long-term areas. So it can deviate from that a little bit. We wouldn't expect too much. So that's why I do say, maybe worst case scenario, we do see something down to like low 50s, but ultimately these are likely long-term basing areas and likely long-term value areas if you're a long-term investor. And also keep in mind that it can spend some time around there. From the last halving over here, I do want to say that this one basically spent, how long was this? Spent about, May, June, July. Yeah, basically spent about 3 months around that region. It was pretty boring. I actually remember that time. In the time before that, in 2016, it spent how long in this region? What is it? From like July to, this one spent a long time before it really got going again. July to like November, December, I'd say. This was like all kind of the same thing right there. That's 5-6 months almost. Quite some time. So it is going to take a bit of patience, I do suspect. So, maybe it hangs around there for a long time, but again, probably going to be a value area long term if I had to guess. So I think that's a good place for me to be leaving off on this particular video. This particular video, can't fucking speak. Didn't get enough sleep last night as well. Maybe we can just quickly check out the daily statistics. Of course, just measuring the daily closures starting from 2023, when this bull market did start. We can see that Tuesdays were actually not the most bullish day. They were second most bullish day, in fact. When I say bullish, I mean most likely to close positively. I think it's going to be safe to say that this Tuesday probably not going to close positively. I don't know, kind of crazy here. But in this case, average return for the positive days was 2%. Average loss for the negative days was 1.25%. Seeing that we are deviating from those numbers, I would say significantly, as Bitcoin's already down what? Seeing 5% from the, on the low, currently trading about 4.25% from the open. If it's deviating a lot from that number, probably something new is going on, which tells me we're in a corrective period. So fair enough. Anyways, that is a good place for me to be leaving off. I see a great comment over here from Champ Lou on the YouTube live stream. Says, get hyphy. That's right. Get hyphy, monkey boys. We're ready to go. And I will shut off the video on that note. As always, take care. Much love. And are you going to do it? All right. A special message from Elsa Simp.
Fuck you and I'll see you tomorrow.
She just cannot contain herself. Y'all remember Ghost Ride the Whip? There are actually a lot of Bay Area people here. That is well, I guess kind of makes sense. I mean, Bay Area is tech nerd capital, and we're talking about the tech nerdiest shit possible, basically. Magic internet money. I mean, what's more nerdy than that? All right. Keek de Sneak. I remember all these names, man. All right, sweet. Let's see. I need to get to the comments over here. Where the fuck did my... Oh, that's right. It's on the screen here. There we go. Okay, cool. And let's see what else has lined up for us already. All right. I see we have some shitcoin requests from David. He's looking at Rune versus the dollar, 4-hour daily. Look at that in a second. I need to take some damn water over here first. Ghost ride the dip. All right, Rune USD. Let's see what this highly esteemed piece of technology is doing right here. Not terrible for shitcoin, but again, similar to Bitcoin. Look, for the short and medium term, it's going to be very similar to whatever Bitcoin's doing, and I do believe that this corrective period is going to go on for some time. I could easily see Rune coming down to $6.50 before it tries for another potential higher low. I know you didn't ask for the weekly, but just looking at the daily, this one's a lot more in danger of putting in a downtrend here. Just needs to come below that 740 low, and at that point, I'd be looking somewhere around 6.5 to 640. That'd be another dollar down on a single digit number. Kind of a big move there. Kanye Jeet. Nakamoto says generational Welsh. Let's see. What is this thing? Corgi coin. Okay. All right. Seems like everyone has a fucking corgi nowadays. Anyways, what? First Bitcoin meme coin? Is it really? Again, corrective here too. Not much history to be going off of. Let me pull up a different chart actually. I think that'll be more helpful perhaps if we go over here. Yeah. I do think you're gonna, a lot of these things are gonna bounce around their 19th or 20th lows from March. This one's pretty close there. I think it goes a little bit lower first, half of a cent, and then tries for a bounce. But similar to Bitcoin, it's gonna be correcting until Bitcoin stops as well. So a little bit more short term down. Probably tries for a bounce somewhere around half of a cent, maybe. Yeah, probably somewhere around half of a cent. Assuming that bounce fails to get back above your 20th of March high, which in this case is 1.2, 1.3 cent. It's just another lower high before further continuation to the downside. Going to be down on a lot of these things today. I'm just warning you in advance. Some of you guys who've just joined in the past year have really only seen me be bullish. I mean, I'm not calling it bearish. Calling me bearish right now is not right either. I'm not bearish overall, just short term. Brett, it's a good name. This one actually probably does try a bounce from where it's currently at. It's very, very close to one, if not. Probably tries to bounce back up somewhere around 7 cents. I don't think it's ready to trend though. I do think that this thing's going to be corrective overall, but close to a bounce first. Long term still up though, and that's the thing. Most of these things are still long term up, especially something like this that's super new. whatever the fuck this thing is, or whatever the fuck this thing does. It is what it is. K says Super USD. Okay, let's see what this one. This is Elliot's shitcoin. That's right. It's my favorite one. Let's see. Again, corrective, man. Corrective. Daily stochastic momentum turning to the downside below 134, and that is, your current lower high right now. So, something like this probably comes back down to like 112, maybe 110 region, somewhere around there, and tries for a bounce. Maybe, could be a wick lower as well, but bouncy region somewhere around here, I suspect. Around this, this prior low. If that low fails, be looking somewhere around this low, essentially. What is that, like 94, 95 cents? But give this area a chance first to try for a bounce. If the bounce does reclaim 135, bullish, very, very bullish. But until then, sideways is likely the name of the game for a lot of these things. Let's see. SEI USD says JJK. Okay, SEI. Oh, holy shit, man. These damn super chats won't stop, will they? Let's see. Another one, it's a newer shitcoin, so I think that puts in a better pull position than most things that we've probably seen. But, sorry, my voice is like leaving me already. But still, short term, tries a little more downside, at least somewhere down around like 68.5 cents. Probably tries for a bounce there. I don't think that's going to be the bounce you're looking for. I do think that this one will ultimately find its way back down towards this region between 62 to 57 cents. Does that come with a Bitcoin move? Maybe somewhere close to $60,000 perhaps. I need some damn water, man. This is voice isn't working properly. There we go. Maybe it's the caffeine. But yeah, a lot of these things are going to look very, very similar to this, I suspect. Volatility about to tick up, momentum turning down. One more try to the downside. I don't think it's like a full-on breakdown. I don't think that really any of these things are going to like fully break down. Just back down to daily lows for a lot of them. Elsie says whiff on Solana. Okay, this is whiff in hat. Why is that funny to you? Let's see. Holy shit. I must have drawn this extension. Yeah, I drew this extension like way back on over here. Not relevant anymore, that's for sure. This one's ready for a pullback as well. Bearish divergence on daily stochastic momentum. Actually 3 drives right there. Momentum to the downside below 435. I think that this one comes back down. This one can actually come down pretty hard. This was just such an aggressive rally. If things get really crazy within this market, I'd be looking at 168. There probably should be a bounce temp before that, maybe somewhere around here. But 168 would be kind of like my major area. long term. Not happening today, not happening tomorrow, but maybe like a month down the road if it's going to happen. I would imagine that probably coincides something with with a major pullback for Bitcoin somewhere around the halving. Anyways, yeah, until that until this kind of resolves itself down on the daily. Wade Tate, that sounds very familiar. RSR USD. Okay, RSR USD. Again, another one. We're going to see a lot of the same shit, I think. A lot of the same shit today. This one's certainly not as interesting as any of the other shit that we've seen, however, just because it's not as strong. Nowhere near its prior all-time high, which is what the strong ones have been doing. Did have a nice rally over here, but it was a late joiner, which is not a good sign. Only started rallying in January of this year when the strong ones were rallying, basically since like March of last year. In order to retest their prior all-time highs or made new all-time highs if they were around in the prior cycles. But so that's not going to bode too well for this one. Again, downside momentum below 1 cent. Probably looking for this one to correct, maybe back down around this low right here at least. Let's see what the monthly looks like. Long term, still probably gonna be okay. It's just most of these things are gonna open up this month on a pullback. Anyways, Cold Flame 642 says Bone USD. Okay, Bone USD. Shiba Swap. This one looks pretty bad even for a new shitcoin, which is not a good sign. Actually, is it a new shitcoin? Sorry, I take that back. It's 2022 shitcoin. I'm just a negative hater. I'm sorry. You're just a negative hater, sir. Again, man, likely coming back down to this low over here, 68 cents, maybe even lower. Let's see what the fibs say on this one. 786 coming up soon at 71 cents. So maybe it tries for another bounce somewhere within this region here. I'd say somewhere within this region. But I don't think that's going to be the bounce that you're looking for. I mean, look, this is fucking garbage, man. This is garbage bullshit from hell. Like, it deserves all of the Lexington steals that it can get, man. Just fucking garbage. Get rid of this shit. Get this shit out of my fucking face. Give me my eyes chart aids. Terrible. Terrible. Like, in what fucking God's world, green earth, whatever the fuck, does this make sense? Just fucking bullshit. That's gross, Krown. Lol. I'm convinced, man. You sound really grossed out, man. Yeah, what? Okay. The real G squared says, hey, Krown, check out Iagon, IAG. Well, hello, sir. We can check it out, I guess. IAGON. Yeah, wagon. See, not as bad as a lot of the other shit that we've seen. And also has been around since 2021. This would be an example of a good shitcoin. I don't know what the fuck it is. Don't know what the fuck it does. I still think it's going to pull back. It's probably not going to pull back as much. What the fuck was this? Imagine all of the bullish Anguses just impaled on this massive red dildo right here of death, turned into a popsicle stick at the end of the day because, well, the open was actually a little bit higher than the close. Or sorry, the close was a little bit higher than the open. Anyways, on some like, let me draw a fib on something like this and see where we're coming in around. Okay, does it get all the way down around there? No, I think it's in a trading range here. I do think it comes down as well. Seeing weekly and daily momentum head to the downside. I think it's probably going to try for a low somewhere, probably lower, somewhere around 15.5 cents. But can spend its time going sideways here, and sideways is going to be good for a lot of these things. If it can do something like that, great. If it loses this low over here, not great. At least for the boo laws. At that point, probably going to go somewhere around 5 cents, maybe lower. JT32 says AMD for a real stock, but it's for AMD, monkey boys. I can't stand AMD. No, I can stand AMD. It's just I've had such bad experiences with them. Monthly looks like a topping dildo to me. It's probably not a top for forever, but it's top for now. Massive shooting star dildo right there. Even the shallow fibs at 161. So I do think that this one does come down. Personally, I think it's going to come down more than that. In the short term, tries for a bounce here first. If you're on the daily, you're long some puts. Strike 165. Expiring May 24th. I just don't understand why you don't fucking short it if you just want it. If you want short exposure, like, why are you buying puts in an upside market? It's just the vol equation is going to be against you here. Volatility is contracting, not expanding. If you're playing options and you're not looking at volatility, you're redacted. And I say that with love, okay? I say that with love because if you don't understand volatility and you're playing options, you don't understand options at all. And you probably shouldn't be, fucking around with shit that you don't understand. And I'm not saying that you do or don't. It's just I see this as very, very common. But look, weekly volatility is contracting right here. Weekly. So your May puts, like, you might even be right on direction with your May puts, but you're gonna get fucking creamed on volatility. They're gonna lose premium anyways, and they're gonna start to dissipate. I mean, it's May 24th. You still got I don't know. How does the months go? Okay, we're in April, May, so you got another month basically. Yeah. So you basically got three weeks until it's about a month out. At that point, it's gonna decay extremely rapidly. At that point, probably not gonna be great. I do think it comes down. Does it come down in that time frame after a small bounce? Maybe. Does it come down benefiting you? I don't know. I don't know how much you paid for those options. Lil Tracer Blazer says net VR. Okay, so we got some good marketing buzzwords here. That's always the sign of a strong coin, strong crypto coin. This one actually looks a lot different than most other things. I think that this one, it might have a short-term pullback, but It's in an uptrend still, which most of the things that we looked at today are not. Coming back down to the 50% levels is no problem, around just below 20 cents. But I'd be bullish on this thing especially as long as it's above 20 cents. Daily stochastic momentum turning up like freshly above 18 cents. This looks like a higher low to me compared to what you had over here. Let's see what the weekly says. Yeah. I'm most inclined to say that this one's actually probably okay. I'll write this one down in my shitcoin drawer. Look at it later when I'm alone. All right, what else do we have? Kovacs says Benji daily weekly. Okay. Benji. We got some more altcoins. I guess we go to CoinEx for Benji Bananas. This is like our true monkey boy coin for you. Ha ha ha! Like Elsa dies laughing. Just insane. Weird looking chart. Very weird. These monkey boys are not doing too well. Very weird. Do we have another exchange for this bullshit? Base NG. Okay, this looks much different, much better. It's a lot newer as well. I don't know. I not a lot of history here. I do think that you found a short-term high right there. I do think that it comes down, but it probably tries for a higher low. Maybe something like that. Short-term down, but look for higher lows somewhere around 2 cents. If this even is it, I don't fucking know. That's the right ticker. Yeah, it's the right ticker. These look really weird though. It looks to me like no one really trades these. If this is it, this one's trading at like 0.6 of a cent. It's very difficult to figure out which one it even is. Trades on XTX as well. Probably not HTX as well. That's not a good sign, I don't think. Solomon's Farm. Can you chart desync? Let's see. Desync AI. All right. I'll try. Actually zero. Actually zero, man. Oh, fuck. That's right. Even Lexington Steel knows. Looks bad. Let's see. Is this even it? Maybe it's this. This looks really good. This looks really good. The fireman says, holy shit, what the fuck is that? Wrong chart for desync. It probably was the wrong chart because this looks a lot better and looks like something that actually is something. And this one is looking this is maybe one of the only charts that'll say this for today. This one's actually looking for continuation. It's very, very new, like extremely new, extremely new, but let the trend be your friend. Bullish as long as it's above whatever the hell this last higher low is right here. Weird. But there's always at least one. Chickens on DXB, please. What I'm looking for chicken coin. Is that Litecoin? I'm not sure. I only eat the organic chickens, and Litecoin, not very organic. Pumping thanks to Becker. Okay, so it's like a shill coin. I got it. Yeah, cool. I do think that it goes up more from here. I don't have any projections on it though. I mean, it's just it's literally been around for a week, like literally 1 week. So the problem is that when you play the influencer shill game, you play stupid games and you win stupid prizes. CLF Cleveland Cliffs. Okay, sounds like. Well, I don't really know what it sounds like actually. Overall good. Overall up. Overall, what the fuck happened over here? Oh, this was 2008. I mean, this is a bullish consolidation and likely does lead towards higher prices. Probably does at some point retest this high from April of 2022. I think it's just going to take its time though, man. But this trading range above $12.50, I do think is good long term. Something like that. Let's see what a quarterly looks like. I do think that long term, this one's, yeah. Yeah, I did, and I got the right chart. But yeah, anyways, okay, you're on daily weekly, so you're much lower than what I'm looking at right now. Daily, you're already at kind of like daily range highs, so, you know, does it play at a pullback from here? It really wouldn't take too much to get a pullback here. Maybe it has one more drive to $21.50, but or sorry, is that 24? Yeah, $24.50. Maybe there's one more drive to $24.50, but it's in like a pullback here. It's kind of at the top side of this range already. I guess, you know, obviously the other thing that can happen is that it breaks out the top side of the range, and at that point you do see your $33, $34 highs get tested, but it's a strong move. I just, you know, I'm just looking at momentum also, and do suggest that this move is probably getting more tired than not in the short term. But I do think at some point it will trade back up there. Luke says B cash versus BTC weekly. Okay. B cash BTC. People still look at this thing. And if you can, look for spots to exit. I mean, the spot to exit was actually right here, immediately. The best spot to exit was immediately. The second best spot to exit is probably now. Look, if I'm just looking at charts, I actually do think that this one might have another try around the high of June of 2023. If I was looking at any other chart in crypto, I'd probably say, hey, this one actually probably, you know, is putting in an uptrend here. I mean, it does have a higher low, and it's very close to making a higher high. It's just, it's B cash, so it's usually not great. Usually does this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and also this. Why are you looking at me? These are all the B cashers. Come here, B cashers. How are you gonna do the B cashers like that? Oh my god. The problem is that it's B cash, man. And B cash probably will never be cash. I mean, look, like Sir, it's fucking B cash. Like, look at the people who made it and use your fucking brain. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. It's tough love, okay? Tough love is the best because it gives me an excuse to be an asshole. And the real answer is that, look, it actually might go up from here. It really actually might. This does look like, if there is going to be a reversal, this is actually the first time it does look like it might have a reversal. But for fuck's sake, man, you're playing. This is the epitome of play stupid games and win stupid prizes. Like, for fuck's sake, man. The reason why I'm having such a difficult time moving on right here is that on most charts, if I saw something like this, I'd be like, yeah, this is a reversal in progress. You're already trading around that prior high, and so it's probably going to overtake it. But the problem is that it's B cash, and I've seen it do this shit the whole way through its whole lifespan. I'm actually curious just to see what its US dollar pairing is doing. A lot better in terms of chart. I do think that it finds a pullback though relatively soon, somewhere in this region here. Yeah. Again, it's just, look, like long term, while in 2021 didn't even make new all-time highs, in 2024 probably not going to make new all-time highs. I mean, it had some of the most bullish of bull markets, and it doesn't do anything of note. That's kind of my issue with it, as just a general chart. Yeah, the problem is I'm going to eat my words so fucking hard if it goes up from here, because it really actually does look like that could be the reversal. Snacks says, hello, sir. What's up, ma'am? Ondo, USD, 4-hour and daily. Okay. Ondo Derpo. Ondo Finance. All right. Sounds like a great name. And one of the better charts we've seen today as well. Still, however, corrective, which I do think most things are going to be today, you know, coming down to 71 cents is I think quite likely. If it tried for a higher low, somewhere around 63 cents to 56 cents, I think that would be probably a better value area, but does it get down there or not? I don't know. So again, I do think it is correct if you're going to at least hit 71 cents. Maybe it goes for one of these lower fibs right here, but corrective as long as you're below $1. I mean, stochastic momentum is going to be nosediving from there. So there's going to be bounces along the way, of course, as well. Probably a bounce at least around 71 cents, and then see what happens after that. But for now, most of these things sideways at best, and just looking for some corrections. Mr. Tyler Mr. fucking Gravy Grits. that's how I'll say it. Link BTC on the daily from the HPDR perspective. Okay, let's go check it out. Link BTC. This is not some I don't think I've really looked at. Okay, so you're on the daily. Yeah, you are on the daily. Okay, so I will say that I am using the sample length 7 on pretty much everything that you see on board here, which I do find works generally better. And I do think that in this sort of a region right here with volatility looking the way that it is, ultimately this one probably goes lower, but I do think it's in kind of a bouncy region. Yeah, it's in a bouncy region, and whenever you're in a bouncy region, you have the potential for a reversal, right? But what would actually confirm a reversal? I mean, shit, where's even your last... I guess 3,000 Satoshis above there on higher term time frame closure. But the problem is on this thing is it's really not going to take too much to get a bounce. I do think that it's probably going to bounce somewhere around the median. The median's probably going to come down on the bounce from where it currently is at, and then that's going to be your next like lower high. But let's see what the monthly looks like. It's actually, yeah, the monthly is bearish, man. The monthly is bearish. So overall direction should be down. Weekly, same thing, but can bounce very easily right here. That's the problem. The monthly can bounce quite a fair bit and still be bearish. I mean, it could bounce, yeah, it could literally bounce all the way to 3,000 Satoshis and still be bearish. So when I go to the daily, it's like, okay, it can easily bounce here, and I think it probably does try for a bounce, but I think that bounce is maybe just that, a bounce. Let's see what the quarterly looks like. Yeah, bearish on this one as well. I do think that ultimately, long term, you're going to find it back down around here, 2,000 Satoshis, which is really, pound for pound, not that big of a move between the two. Kind of tightening ranges here. So it's like, how crazy do you want to get on a bounce? I don't know. The overall direction long term still seems to be to the downside. Mr. Jazz Mazu says QS daily. Okay, QS. Is this a real stock or is this some crypto bullshit? I think it's a real stock, actually. QuantumScape Corporation. All right. Looks bad. Looks like it might as well be a crypto. It might as well be a crypto with a chart like this. Jesus, man. Daily and weekly. It's kind of similar to the last chart that we just looked at, in the sense that it's like, okay, can easily bounce here. Can very easily bounce, put another lower high, and continue on with this downside death party. Daily time frame, short-term downside probably comes back down below $6, but I don't think it continues from here just yet. I think it's going to spend a lot of time doing something like this. Maybe put another lower high. If you do see another lower high, that's at the point where I might actually look for like a legitimate breakdown below the current lows. But until then, I'd be looking for a lot of just sideways death spiral here at the at the lows, and just boring as all hell. So yeah, very, very short term, probably another try to the downside. Medium term on the weekly, I do think that you're going to another rally towards $7 at some point. Fill that gap there at least. Other than that, I think you're looking at, I think you have to be thinking in terms of opportunity cost on these things. This one does not have it. I choose rich every time, says APT Weekly. Thank you, sir. Sure, man. Okay. Let's see what this one is. And first things first, I'm going to take a sip of said water. Actually, not a bad shitcoin chart here, too. All right. So we have a shitcoin that is around its prior all-time high, which actually, yeah, it's been around for a little over a year now. So it's not like your average shitcoin, I guess. Is it ready for a pullback is the real question. And I think Well, yes. Let's go over here, actually. I think this will be a little bit easier to see. Yeah, I mean, I guess I put some fibs on this earlier. Let's take this away and let's go for a pullback instead rather than an extension. At least 1438. I think that's best case scenario for a higher low. Probably more likely finds its way somewhere around here and tries for a higher low there. Again, most things going to be corrected. This one just retests its prior all-time high. It's completely fine it's completely normal for things to kind of pull back after hitting a region like that. The question is, how far does it pull back? So I'd be looking at those areas. Can you check out Costco hot dog coin? I don't know, man, but I love Costco hot dogs. Oh, yeah. God, my mom is like the biggest Costco simp. Like all conversations come back to Costco. Is there Costco hot dog? I actually don't think it's on. I don't think it's on TradingView, man. I know it's crazy to hear, but somehow TradingView didn't include Costco hot dog on their charts. Probably $1.50 though. The Costco hot dogs always costed $1.50. Did you know that? Yes. That's like close to €1 for a hot dog. It's pretty good. What do you think about that, you Euro poor? Yeah, you can't even fathom. You can't even imagine. I think it's actually a beef hot dog. I think it's actually like a legitimate beef hot dog. It's pretty good. Stacks says, "Hey Krown, what's up, man? ILV. Okay, let's see what this one be. Alluvium. Not great. 2021 Shitcoin, nowhere near its prior all-time high. Short term probably comes back down at least towards this low at 115. Daily and weekly. I mean, overall, like, you have to respect the uptrend, right? But it is on a pullback here, so let's see. I think you'll at least see somewhere around like 117, 118. Things get really crazy, probably closer to $100, but it's higher low watch time. I do think only bearish if it comes back down below this low here in February at $75. Alex says 4chan on Ethereum, please. Okay, I don't know if we're gonna be able to find this one. Okay, we found it. Holy shit, that was easy. All right. Actually, probably one of the better charts we've seen today. As crazy as that does sound. Trading back above whatever this swing high was here from October of 2023. So the uptrend is in progress. Does it pull back on shorter term timeframes? Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. If it does, I can't even read these numbers. They're so out there. But I do think that this one will ultimately go higher, somewhere around these highs over here. It'll literally go to the left side. No, it'll go this way. No, what I mean is that these highs over here, it'll probably something like that. So somewhere around there. God, it's a pretty damn boring chart though for the last year, but fair enough. All right, take some more. Y4U says Bcash's natural state is down. So I've seen, sir. Doquan posting from jail, or posting from the ledger in my asshole. STX. Okay. Stacks. What did you say? STD. Okay. Yeah. Better than most 2021 shitcoins. Made new all-time highs already this cycle. Long term, monthly. I like it. I just think that it's going to pull back here a bit. It's the leading Bitcoin L2, whatever the hell that means. I did an extension on here. It's not relevant for right now. Let's look at pullbacks first before extensions. All right. Let's pull this back a little bit more myself. Coming back down somewhere around like 169, 170-ish region wouldn't be too crazy. overall. But first things first, bit of a trading range. 240-ish region is an area to be mindful of. Below 240, yeah, at that point, I'd look towards 169. If that fails, I'd look towards 130. But for right now, does it come back down here and try for a higher low and then try another move to the upside? I think that's a bullish take on it. But short term, somewhere down around here, then it's time to play the waiting game. But for right now, sideways and down. Cost versus Sol. Okay, cost Sol. I don't think your shitcoin here is on here, man. Unfortunately, I don't think that TradingView has it. As you can see, it's not popping up there. Bruce Max says coin yay West. Coin. I just sound that one out like a fucking monkey boy. Coinye West. Do you get it? Coinye West? Coinye West. Yeah. I thought. No, it was difficult for me. Again, not popping up on TradingView. I think that like these super shit coins, TradingView, for some reason, I don't know why, maybe they're just trying to manipulate your price, doesn't have them. Or maybe they're just garbage. Could be, but I definitely don't think that. I think that they're the future of the financial world. APK says CAS USDT. Sure. I know that this one has a chart, so that's a step up, I guess. Caspa. Yeah, so it looks like last time we looked at this one, sideways was the name of the game. I think sideways and maybe some more downside here too, but I'd still give 11 cents a chance to hold. I do think that you're going to test somewhere down around there again. But if on the bounce from that region, you do not see it reclaim back above 15 and a half cents, I think this one would head lower, somewhere closer to 10 cents. But yeah, so short term, probably one more drive to the downside. Should try for a bounce somewhere around here. Does something like that. If it fails this high, then somewhere down around 10 cents, something like that. Long term doesn't look bad though. Like again, it actually does look a lot more toppy than most. That's a difficult one. Because if it tops here, it's coming down, and it's coming down a lot. And that would be concerning. Thomas Gleason says, hello, sir. Is my Ethereum going to zero? Probably. It's just a matter of time, really, because at some point, asteroid's going to hit the Earth, and we're all going to zero. So, well, I'm going to zero too. What's the issue? I don't want to hear that. Like, what the fuck? We're all gonna die before that, anyways. Like, it's all good. It's all good. So just enjoy the time. Is my Ethereum going to zero? Your Ethereum's going to zero, but everyone else's is going to the moon. I don't know why. I don't make the rules. Elsa makes the rules, so you can get mad at her. Also because she's a woman. Look, I think that Ethereum pulls back here alongside everything else, but I do still think that it's higher low watch. Just Ethereum just has not been super interesting to the upside thus far this cycle. How far back can this one come? 2850. If Bitcoin really comes down hard to 60,000, even 2,500 is not like super crazy. The problem is that the quarterly is still good. Like the higher term timeframes are still good. So. Just like we were saying on yesterday's video, it's like how cute do you want to get with these pullbacks? But I wouldn't mind somewhere close to like 3,000 again. Okay, am I looking like too far down on some of these things? Maybe yes. I mean, because that is kind of far down. You still have to give a chance towards 3,000. It should come down something like this. Try for another bounce. If the bounce reclaims this high. Okay, game on to the upside. If it does not, problems. Zero. No, just problems. Okay. Let's see. Anthony Michelle says Hashmind versus Wrapped Ethereum. Okay, Hashmind. All right. Actually pretty good. Already at all-time highs. it's nearly undone the dump that it already had. Although I don't necessarily think it's ready to continue like right here, right now. A weekly time frame probably does make new highs within the next, sometime this month. What time? You're looking at 4-hour time frame, the most difficult one right here. It's like it just retested its high, pulled back from there, and immediately ate up that pullback. Usually that's a strong side for a breakout, but with momentum also it is looking the way that they are, I'm inclined to say that's less likely. But that's just my opinion. If it does pull back, I'd be looking at 42.50. But this one's certainly one of the more strong ones that we've seen today, like for sure. Whatever the hell it is. Yeah. It's going to make, I shouldn't say it's going to, it's very likely to make new all-time highs this month, April. One of the better charts we've seen today, for sure. The Video Kingdom says ORNJ. ORNJ. Okay, we might need to close like super chat soon, not because I'm on a time limit, but because my voice is like failing me now. It's like starting to really hurt. Another good one. Orange coin. Oh, it's orange coin. I get what they did there. God, a lot of these are gonna be so difficult. I do think that this one does pull back from here. Okay, why was it just saying that it looks good? Because I was looking at the monthly. So yeah, long-term good. Long-term good. Yeah, I'll pin it. I pin it for the monkey girl. All right, there we go. Look, like the monthly, this is fine. When I look at like the daily, weekly, I get more concerned. I mean, again, this is like something super new. What would I say about this? I'm kind of stumped on something like this, to be honest. I do think it's going to try for a bounce actually right here. I do think it's going to try to dig itself in for a higher low right here. So the real question is that the implication of that would be if it bounces from here, it must continue from here. Otherwise, this is a reversal. And at that point, it would have very likely come down to like 45 cents. So I'd give it a chance here. How would you know if this reversal fails? Well, either one, it fails to close back above these highs, or two, it comes back down below these lows. If you see one of those two, then you got a problem. But until then, I guess give it the benefit of the doubt. All right. Let's see. Okay. B-Nana Man says GFI. 4-hour and daily. Okay. Oh, sorry. You're probably looking at some sort of crypto. Let's see. Yep. Goldfinch. Good name, I guess. Long term. Well, not terrible. Not amazing. Man, a lot of these are going to be really fucking difficult today. All right, if it does pull back, where would I be looking towards? Probably $3.50 first, or $3.55 first, and then just below $3. But you're on a 4-hour. Does it try more continuation from here? It's kind of like the last chart. I think it might. I think it actually might. See, it's got to be like an obvious time frame here. It's the monthly, it's the quarterly. Overall, this one is long-term bullish, like most things that we've seen today are. The question is, does this one pull back, and how far would it likely pull back if it does? Yeah, I would say $3.50 if it does pull back. That is fucking crazy though. It's trading at 5.25. What the fuck? Am I saying that right? Yes, I am. Okay. I'd give it a chance to continue from here, honestly, man. This one looks pretty strong to me. It's just this really difficult chart. Like, I'm not seeing an obvious thing. The obvious thing is higher term time frame is bullish. I'm not seeing, okay, 5 days good. 2 days continuation. Yeah, you know what? Look, man, I would actually say that this one's more likely to continue from here than not. Next area of interest to the upside is going to be somewhere around $7, give or take, like 20 cents from that number. The crypto report says Hood Daily. Sure, man. Okay. All right. Robinhood Markets. I don't know when I made this chart, but it looks like it's still relevant here. I would be looking for this one to probably pull back a little bit from this region, but this does look like a breakout to me. Yeah, daily is a top, monthly is a breakout. So how far does it come down on the daily? I mean, downside momentum as long as you're below 19.5 bucks. A little bit of a reversal right there. I think could very easily come back down somewhere around these lows here, like 16-ish. But monthly time frame, quarterly time frame, I think that pullback sets in a higher low, and you do see this one march on higher. Kind of similar to a lot of the cryptos we've seen today too. Mazda RX-3, it's a transformer. AIOZ, please. Sure, man. All right, AIOZ. This is a crypto. Okay. Very, very good. One of the best charts we've seen today, in fact. But doesn't mean that it's going to just continue on from exactly this moment. Again, just kind of trading sideways at the highs. You know, I do think that this one's probably poised for a little bit of a pullback. If it does, somewhere around 57 cents would be good. If that area fails, looking somewhere around 47. Long term, very, very good. Short term, it can pull back a lot and still be long term bullish. That's completely fine. So just really depends on your time from there, which you did not give, so I don't know. Kovacs is back. He's looking at Toshi. Okay. Toshi daily weekly. Okay. Toshi. Oh, Toshi. It's Toshi. I see. Okay, very clever. It looks very, very similar in the short term to the last chart that we just looked at. Same thing as the last one as well. It's like, I think you're in for a corrective period here. It's going to try for a low pretty much right where it's at right now. So it probably tries for a bounce from here. If that bounce fails to get back above your 31st of March high, which is 60,000 somethings, then I'd call that a failure. And this one very likely comes closer to this area right here, the 618 at that point. So try for a bounce first. If it fails here, it's coming somewhere down around there, most likely. If it reclaims this region, at that point, you're basically just going to see new highs from there. Just looking at the monthly, just out of curiosity. Again, long-term fine, long-term good, long-term bullish. Like, that's the problem with a lot of things that we've seen today, Bitcoin included. It's like, it's long-term bullish. How crazy does the correction get on the short and medium term? I think it's going to depend mostly on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's the easier to read chart. Do you think that Bitcoin comes at least a little bit lower? And if it doesn't at least come a little bit lower, well, then maybe a lot more lower. Phone Master didn't listen? Ah, yes, he did not listen. Well, fair enough. The real G Square says, fight BitBoy. Also injective USD 4 hours. Sure, man. I've got a lot of requests to fight BitBoy, but and I think someone asked him, but I think he refused, which is fine, you know. I mean, honestly, after I watched his Karate Combat fight, I'm a fan. I'm a BitBoy fan. I'm a BitBoy simp. Let's see, $24 or so on a pullback would not be super crazy, but again, well, this one on the monthly actually does look a lot more like a high. I do think that this one will see somewhere down around 24. I think it's seen a high for a while, man. It's probably going to try a short-term bounce, though, kind of where it's currently at, somewhere around $30, 30 and a quarter. It's probably going to try a bounce somewhere around there. I don't think that's the bounce you're looking for personally, but I will be wrong if you see it do something like this, where it pops back up, sets in that higher low, and then trades back above, let's say, $45. That would look really, really good. But until then, I think you're looking at actually a pretty big top right there. Luke says, back to Bcash. Do you think 2,300? Okay, so you're looking at Bcash BTC. Do you think 2,300 is possible? Anything's possible. What's okay, 23. Whoa. You're talking about. Okay, you're talking about like this high here. Look, it's not wise to ever be bullish on Bcash. That's the problem. It always fails. It always fails. So I'd have to say no. Is it possible? Anything's possible. Is it probable? Probably not. I mean, you've never... Again, I've struggled so much with this one because it really, like, if you are going to be calling for a potential macro reversal, I mean, this would be it. It's the only other time you've seen something relatively similar was this area over here. Tried for the higher low, pop back up. I mean, even this one failed. Like, that's the problem with it. It's just, it fails. No, look, no, I'm sticking with my guns. If it fails and it fails and it fails again, and that is a ridiculous move from where it currently is, more than a 2x. It's a 3x. No, I don't think it is going to. I think it's unlikely. Let's see. BK says DEAI. Okay, I'm guessing it's an AI coin, and maybe it's decentralized as well. Okay. Oh God, which one do you even go to for this? I don't know. Maybe this. Okay, very new. Probably a good sign. In the short term, it's not really like the other thing that we've seen. Actually, pretty good for whatever this is. Assuming this is even the right one. It's DEAI. Okay, so it is this. Yeah. I would actually say that this one's probably ready to continue from here. It's a clear uptrend. It doesn't have the overhead hang that most other things in this market have. It's got all of the narratives, judging from its name. Yeah, not bad, man. Not bad. I'm gonna write that one down too. DEAI. Okay. DEAI. All right. Sounds cool, man. Sounds super cool. I wouldn't have any targets on that though. It's just too new, but I think that it will continue to the upside from here. Just doing something different, man. All right. Did we ever look at INJ? I think we did look at INJ. Yeah, we did look at INJ. GFAL long term. Okay, GFAL. Don't know what long term means to you, but so I'm just gonna make it up. Games for a living. Okay. It's been around for a year. It's not much long term there, to be honest. But I actually do think it's okay. Currently doing a trading range, kind of what I think a lot of things in this market are going to do, but just aren't that mature in the process yet. I think a lot of things are kind of around this area right here, whereas this one's putting in that sideways range. I actually do think that this is very constructive right here, and I'd be bullish on it as long as it's above 2.7 cents. Stochastic momentum to the upside as long as you're above 3.3. Bullish above this high right here at 4.4. I'd be looking for continuation of new highs if that happens. At that point, things can get more crazy, I guess. It's got some good narratives in there, I suppose. Okay, and I think we're at the bottom of them. I'll do the last one just because. Solana, daily, weekly. All right. Daily and weekly. There you go. Again, same thing as most things. Long term, it's bullish. I think theoretically, it could even come down to 150 and still be long term fine. Quarterly, bullish. The question is, where does this next higher low come in around? I do think that short term, you do see it come lower, probably closer, at least towards these lows over here. As long as it's below 187, downside pressure is still there. And then once it tries for a bounce from this region, does that bounce reclaim the $200 high or not? If it does, okay, game on. This one's ready to go to probably 250, honestly. But if it does not, at that point, I guess you could see 150, and 150 would be a pretty damn good place for the long term. All right. Okay. Oh, man. I am tired. I'm underslept, and I am ready to... Yeah, I did. All right. That's going to do it for today, guys. Holy fucking moly. My throat is absolutely wrecked. Elsa, would you like to have any closing words? All right. Elsa has a very important message for the whole community of the cryptocurrency bonk space.
Fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining in on this nice little live stream. We'll be back at it tomorrow as usual, and maybe another live stream on Friday actually as well. So we'll see what happens. If there's some good price action, then we will. If there isn't, then oh well. But yeah. With that said, as always, take care. Much